Good evening, everyone, and welcome. And we got a special game for you tonight. This one, part of the NBA Cup. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, with Allie LaForce reporting courtside. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Markkanen and Kessler man the post position. Then there's Bailey. Then it's George. And it's Mikhailuk in at the shooting guard. And for the Timberwolves, guard and off guard, filled by DiVincenzo and Edwards. OG Anunoby is out there with Miller, and it's Reed in at the 5. Here we go. This season just getting going still. How quickly, Greg, can teams gel together and become one?
It really depends on the makeup of your team. How many new guys are on the roster? The style of play. Do the new additions have any previous chemistry with some of your players? And the first of many to come. Explosive offensive talent on both sides.
Oh, I tell you what, that's going to... be like a pinball machine, the way that scoreboard's going to light up.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And here's Edwards to the inside. Pass to DiVincenzo. Back to Edwards. 5 on the clock. Rebounded by the Jazz. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
Yeah, and that's really inexcusable. I mean, there's just no way that you can justify that. When you don't put the work in on defense, you're going to end up on the losing end.
And Minnesota has possession following the three-pointer by Utah. Shots good by Miller.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That is his first foul of the game. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Markkanen kicks to George. And it's Bailey in the corner. The shot by Markkanen. Nobody around. Pass to Mikhailuk. It's good from long range.
Well, I think this is the start they wanted. Come out and put some points up early. 3 or 4 so far.
And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with Chris Finch. We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight. And he said we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it. especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you for that. And the Jazz with possession here, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Markkanen sets the pick for George. That one's in, his first shot this game.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Kessler with the rebound. So, Clark, looking at the history of the Timberwolves, they're in the most successful stretch ever.
Yeah, you look at the first 24 seasons, Minnesota won just 2 playoff series total. They've won 4 rounds in the last 2 years alone in the playoffs. You know, what's been the key if you ask that question? I'd say having that guy Anthony Edwards is where you start.
Shots good by Miller.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Outside, Markkanen. A three-pointer off the mark. Timberwolves trail by 3. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Reed gets the bucket.
Off-ball preparation paying off for Reed. He was just waiting for that pass.
To the paint. Pass to Mikhailuk. Now George. The tray. Three-pointer. Markkanen. Reed with the rebound. Now DiVincenzo. Still scoreless. Here's Miller. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a pay.
Here's DiVincenzo. We saw him with 10 points last game. Yes, that goes in. And that's now 6 points for Naz Reid.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Here's Kessler. Outside, George. Clock at 4. Kessler is screen on Edwards. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to go on Naz Reid. The Jazz shooting their first free throws of the game. That's good from Kessler. And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Well, the Jazz have traded away a lot of their veterans, but all-star Lauri Markkanen still remains. After a down-shooting season a year ago, perhaps he needs to build his value back up around the league before they would consider moving him.
He can heat up in a hurry, that's for sure. We appreciate the update. Thanks, Shams.
Hey, why settle for the layup when you can dunk it? DiVincenzo put in on a show on that drive.
And Bailey gets it to go on the assist by George. George has got 4 assists in the game. Timberwolves trail by 3. Outside, Edwards. Reed with a screen for Edwards. Reed gets the bucket. Reed's got 8 points.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Now, here is George. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Detroit.
Open midi right there. That's letting the defense off the hook when you don't cash in.
Now, here's DiVincenzo. Miller with a screen on Kessler. DiVincenzo passes to Miller. Can't cash in from close range.
He converts those at a high rate, but not that time.
Pass to George. Fires the 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Tough loss coming against New York in their last game play.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
And you know what, guys? It just seemed like they never really had the kind of energy necessary. They just weren't comfortable on the defensive end.
Markkanen can't get it to go.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Miller Miller sets a screen for Edwards. Shots good by Miller. Now it's a 3-point Timberwolves lead.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And a look here at the standings for the NBA Cup early on in the competition.
And this tournament has already been a huge success and really a fan favorite. I can tell it's going to be a lot of fun again this year.
Minnesota on D. It's a 3-point game. Filipowski finds George. The Jazz working the ball around now. And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That is his first foul of the game. Anunoby against George. Stolen by Ball.
You know what? That passing lane wasn't open for long. He closed it down in a heartbeat there to get the steal.
For three, Edwards. Markkanen pulls it in. Jazz trail by 3. Pass to George. He lobs it up. Got a piece of it. And now the fast break. Edwards with the ball. Offensive rebound. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Great use of the dribble drive by Edwards there, earning himself a trip to the line.
And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Timberwolves.
And guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
Cultivating a lot of assists right now, which is beautiful to see. Love the way they're working that ball around.
Free throw good, Edwards. Well, year after year, Clark, we continue to see Anthony Edwards increase his scoring.
Yeah, and I like the fact that his efficiency has gone up as well, Kevin. That's a nice combination. Scoring going up and efficiency improving, and that's a problem for sure for the rest of the league.
And Edwards drops them both. And in the summer of 2022, Greg, the Utah Jazz traded away their franchise cornerstones, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
And that signaled the beginning of their rebuild, but they've overachieved for a couple of seasons now that ended last year when they really bottomed out.
Shot clock at 5. George, that's a 2-pointer. And once again, off the mark by Utah. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, when someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, that's the Dirk. Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri. Kevin?
Ooh, that's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. So both teams changing it up here. There's the steal. Ellis outside. 1:03 left to play in the first quarter. And now Utah, fast break. Will it go? And he lays it up and in.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Minnesota leading by 5. Alvarado with it. Down low. This one for 3. A putback. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Timberwolves have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
And having a star in Anthony Edwards, Clark, with so much confidence, what kind of impact does that have for the Wolves?
Well, it's huge. I mean, he wants the pressure of carrying the team, and with his outgoing nature and skill set, that mentality, I think, permeates the team and gives it great confidence.
And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent. It's also about timing.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Nurkic with the steal. And now Utah, fast break. Here's Anderson. That's tipped. They recover it. It's good by Filipowski. Now Alvarado. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. The Timberwolves on top as they wrap up the first quarter on a 12-4 run. And will return shortly. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
They've got Jose Alvarado. Kevin Love out there with Lonzo Ball. Then it's Barea. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. And here is Ball. And Love has it in the corner. Here's Hendricks. Pass to Collier. Screen by Nurkic. Just 5 on the clock. Fires from deep. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Now, here's Ball. Barea kicks to Ball. Puts up a deep 3. The shot comes out. Jazz trail by 3. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. For 3. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2. Timberwolves shooting indicative of smooth offensive play. Up at 60%. They're a machine from the floor. Inside. And that one's good. Love. Love's got his first basket.
And the big man, Love, setting that screen so that he can slip it and get in scoring position.
Here's Collier. Lays it up off the glass.
You know, with his level of quickness, it's tough to keep up defensively.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Miller's checked in for Love. OG Anunoby comes in for Lonzo Ball. Edwards, he's checked in for Barea. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Jose Alvarado. Now here's Edwards. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Knicks in New York.
And it was not a one-man show. That was the best part. He had just as good a game with his passing as he did with his scoring.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. On the wing, Markkanen. Picked away. And Edwards with a clear path to the basket. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Miller's got the lead up to 7 now for Minnesota.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up.
That's what they've got him out there for, fellas.
Here's Collier. Last time, 14 points for him. Sit out to Markkanen. Connects from three-point range. Markkanen's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Now, here's DiVincenzo. To the middle. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2. And Clark, I've got to say, you might have been one of the first true combo forwards And that's not a rarity anymore.
No, it's common. It's actually 13 to a dozen now when you talk about the versatility of forwards in this league. And sizes going north of 6'8", ability to make threes and go rack to rack. You're not boxing into any one position nowadays. It's all about being a skilled, versatile basketball player regardless of your size. And I love it for the game and for the spectators.
Beyond the leaning, you can see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Walker Kessler, he's checked in for the Jazz. Here's Kessler. Pass to Collier. Now Bailey. A three-pointer is right on target. Bailey's got 12 in the game.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
DiVincenzo with it. Now defended by Markkanen. Shots good by Miller.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Nice ball movement by Utah. And stolen by Anunoby. Here's Edwards. Miller finds Anunoby. Back to Miller. Count it, and he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
Boy, a player as versatile as Anunoby is extremely valuable. I know he gives you defense, scoring, plus he can make a play or two as well.
And stolen by DiVincenzo with the drive.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
Mikhailuk passes to Collier. From outside the arc, buries the long-range jumper. 9 points in the game so far.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. Keontae George, he's checked in for Utah. Now here's Ellis. Still yet to score. And he drives in. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Great use of the screen. That's how you practice it and draw it up.
Pass to Bailey. There's the 3. A shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 5 assists tonight.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
And the call is going to be... Yes, it is an illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Now here's Markkanen. 26 points for him last game against the Pistons in Detroit.
Well, he's kind of deflating their chances, and I know he really wants to help the team, but this is not the way to go about it.
Stolen by George. And now Utah, fast break.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
Just a terrific perspective of that dunk from the Connected Cam, brought to you by AT&T. Alvarado with it. Still without a basket. Here's Freeman. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
And that's a foul called on Keon Ellis. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Markkanen.
Boy, his touch has completely gone AWOL here in the second quarter.
The offensive rebound. Three-pointer.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Minnesota leading by 5. Now Alvarado. Down low. And the basket by Freeman. Freeman's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. With a break in the action, we go to the 2K leaderboard. See the teams that excelled at slowing the pace down a campaign ago. 5th, the Timberwolves.
I mean, they held opponents to so few points that it allowed them to win games even when their offense wasn't clicking.
Kessler finds Markkanen. From past the arc, Markkanen missing again.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game. Let's help them stake this lead.
Here's Freeman. Shot clock at 6. Near the three-point line, it's Ellis. The kick out to Anunoby. Reed with the screen on Markkanen. Ellis, the pass to Reed. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Reed's got the lead up to 9 now for the Timberwolves. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. Pass to Bailey. Back to George. Nice ball movement by Utah. Markkanen can't get it to go.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams, and he's really embraced that role, proving to be a positive influence both on and off the court.
Timberwolves leading by 9. Ball surveying the defense. Inside, Reed. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Clark Naz Reed, a former 6-man award winner in this league.
Yeah, I tell you, he was given the nickname Big Jelly in high school, and it has stuck with him. In fact, they've got some great T-shirts with that on it. And to be honest, I like it. I just would like to know the backstory as to how he became Big Jelly. His game is pretty sweet, too.
That free throw, no good.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. He's off on the second.
Every season, it seems, Reed takes another step forward in adding to his game, and that's a testament to his strong work ethic. Hey, it's typically a positive for this offense when he's assertive and looking to score.
Here's Ball, following the three-pointer by Utah. Here's the drive, and Ball slams it in.
Man, he's got great speed, Ball does. This guy is really good at finding ways to slither through the defense.
Markkanen against Reed. Markkanen can't get it to go. It's deflected, and that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
Risky pass there. They're lucky to retain possession this time.
For three, Edwards. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Minnesota in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we've got more on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Welcome to this early season edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Before we analyze that first half, we get to check out the power rankings.
You look at the Timberwolves, they're in a free fall, sliding down these rankings. But the good news is time is still on their side.
Yep, plenty of games left for them to turn things around. And turning our attention to the first half, a positive start for the Timberwolves.
A key part of this one, their bench production. Those guys can heat it up in a hurry. Give the starters a little rest. Can't ask for more than that.
Wash, rinse, repeat. You guys wouldn't understand that because it involves shampooing. And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Jazz trail by 8. Getting underway here in the second half. Here's Will Hardy's 5. Markkanen and Kessler man the post position. Then it's Keontae George. Then there's Bailey. And it's Mikhailuk in at the 2-guard spot.
And what a big night for Bailey. Scoring it well. I have a feeling there are going to be a lot of these performances in his future.
All right, a chance to check out stats for DiVincenzo. Last season's performance for him averaged about 11 points a game, 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Pass to Bailey. Now here's Markkanen. Now George. Here's Markkanen. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to go on Naz Reid.
And, you know, so often the size of Markkanen overpowers the defense. Even when he gets hit, he still finishes over and through him.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Timberwolves leading by 5. And here is DiVincenzo. It's tipped. Stolen by George. Pass to Bailey. He can't hit that time. Great D that time from Edwards. Here's DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo doing a nice job hustling on the fast break there, getting back in a hurry to finish the play.
Jazz trail by 7. And George kicks to Markkanen. Here's Mikhailuk. Markkanen a screen on DiVincenzo. From the wing. Markkanen can't get it to go. DiVincenzo against Kessler. Reed with a screen on Kessler. DiVincenzo finds Reed. And that one, good. Reed's got the lead up to 9 now for Minnesota.
You can't allow Reed to get that kind of positioning. He's got great touch down there.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Well, a big win here or there can really sustain a rebuilding team. And Utah coach Will Hardy said the results matter in order to keep belief in your process. Seeing the work pay off. The building of a team doesn't happen in one day. The players are staying with it, and they deserve all of the credit for that. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report.
He had 1 3 in the first half, but hasn't had one since.
DiVincenzo passes to Miller. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. They trail by 9 points. Outside, Markkanen. Markkanen missing again.
I didn't care for his shot selection that time. He needs to let the game come to him a little bit. Just relax, take your time some.
Miller with a screen on George. Driving the lane.
Quick feet there by DiVincenzo. Once he gets a step on the defense, it's a wrap.
Jazz trail by 11. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
George passes to Markkanen. Trying to end the drought. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Reeves got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on it.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here's a peek at the league's top scorers from a season ago. The 4th spot held by Anthony Edwards.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
George with the ball. Edwards defending. Three-pointer, Markkanen, and Beringer pulls it down.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
It's good. He's got 8.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Right wing. Here's Mikhailuk. 11 points in the game. Back to Markkanen. And Markkanen throws it down.
And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by the Timberwolves.
Now, here's ball. Over in the corner, Edwards. There's the screen to the inside. Stolen by Markkanen. Fast break. Here come the Jazz. Here's Mikhailuk. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
Here's ball. Rebounded by the Jazz. Here's Mikhailuk. He's got 13. George, no good.
Yeah, but the defenders draped all over him. He just could not shake loose.
Anunoby kicks to Edwards. George with the steal. Pass to Kessler. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up.
And that's what those alley-oops will do for a team. Ignition switch ignited.
The Jazz making a switch here. Filipowski's checked in. Alvarado passes to Freeman. They set the screen. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. He's got 10.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Two open that time. Made it look too easy.
Another bomb for him right now. His three-point shooting might be the key to cutting that lead.
I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, as long as he keeps knocking them down, they might as well keep going back to the well. No reason to let it run dry. Keep firing that thing.
And out of bounds as Utah gains possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Jazz trail by 8. Pass to Mikhailuk. His three-pointers off the mark.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backcourt.
That's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Takes it inside. Bucket is good. Alvarado's got his first points of the game.
Well, that's the goal of pick and roll. Get that separation you need.
George against Ellis. George passes to Filipowski. Now Bailey. 5 to shoot. Here's Mikhailuk. Minnesota with the rebound.
Operating from mid-range. That's a shot he likes. I mean, I'm sure he'd love to have that one back.
Alvarado with it. And the layup falls. And it's a 12-point Minnesota lead.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball in rhythm.
George passes to Kessler. And Jose Alvarado is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Substitution on court.
Left side, George. Pass to Collier. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Timberwolves leading by 9. 1:52 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Alvarado. Ellis left side. Here's Freeman. 4 on the clock. Shoots the 3. Ellis can't get it to go. Jazz trail by 9. Pass to Collier. Nobody near George. No good on the 3. The Timberwolves have gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. To the paint. And he drops in the layup off the glass. He's got 12.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Here's Collier. He has 5. The shot by Filipowski, no good. Here's Alvarado, defended by George. There's 37 seconds left to play in the third. Pass to Alvarado. Here's the screen. From outside, off the mark. Jazz trail by 11. It's George on the wing. Hits the three-point bomb. George has got his third basket of the night right there.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
There's Ellis with the 3-ball. Filipowski grabs the board. Here's Collier over Ellis. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. The third quarter comes to a close. Timberwolves lead by 8. And we're coming right back. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
That's right. I mean, that's not his primary duty, but when the situation calls for it, he can do it and does it well.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Jose Alvarado is out there with Lonzo Ball. Then there's Kevin Love. Then there's Edwards. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. There's Ball with the 3.
Even though he hasn't found his groove tonight, his teammates are picking him up.
to the middle. Here's Filipowski.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, you know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Out to Edwards. Stolen by Markkanen. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Back to Nurkic. And finished off by Nurkic.
Man, you can't allow Nurkic to get that kind of position. When you do, he is going to rattle that rim.
Now Edwards at the rim.
Inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Cracks in the tray.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
And here's Edwards. Edwards at full speed. Here's Alvarado. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Pass to Collier. Out to the wing to tie it up. Rebound, Love. Minnesota leading by 3. Alvarado with it. He's looking for Love and finds him. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Boy, Love is really good at getting inside the paint, establishing position, has an excellent feel for how to score around the basket.
Pass to Collier. Dives to the hoop. The three. Bangs home the trifecta.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning. Has not stopped.
Walker Kessler, he's checked in for Nurkic. Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. Coach asked his team, can anyone knock down a three? Reminding them three-point shooting will open up the floor, make things easier in the half-court offense. Everyone loves making threes. Missing? Not so much. Guys?
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report. Quick shot there, and it's off target.
And, guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Left side, Markkanen. No good from outside.
Hey, I have no idea why he's still shooting threes. He's got to find another way to be productive.
Now, here's DiVincenzo. Pass to Collier. Now, Filipowski. Markkanen from outside. Unable to get that one. Here's DiVincenzo. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%. Jazz trail by 6. Here's Kessler. Beyond the arc. The Jazz with another miss. Minnesota's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Reed with a screen on Markkanen. Rebound, Utah. Filipowski's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Throws it up high and stolen by Anunoby. DiVincenzo passes to Edwards, and it's Utah with the rebound.
Look, bad shooting nights happen to everybody. He's just got to feel fortunate that his teammates have picked up the slack for him.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And he sinks the second.
And even with one miss, he's still able to stretch that to a two-possession game. That is huge for them right now.
Bailey with the ball. He's against Miller. Markkanen from outside. And here's George for three. Sinks the three-pointer. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 10 assists. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. The lead is 2. Reed with a screen for Edwards. Edwards puts in the three.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on the roll and knock him down.
Inside. Here's Bailey. Gets that one through the hole. Make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
And at about 6'9", Bailey is good at using that size inside. Looking like a polished vet on that tape.
DiVincenzo finds Reed. That one good for 2.
It's been a good night for him overall and a good night for this team.
Edwards against George. Pass to Mikhailuk. Jazz passing it around. Bailey with a wide open look. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
And that's another three. And if the defense is hoping that they don't heat up from out there like they did in the first half, they may be in for a real bad surprise.
Reed. Utah with the rebound.
He felt the defense on that attempt. Great rim protection.
And here's George to take the lead. And there's the three.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
Well, that's exactly their plan here in the fourth. Work to find space behind the arc and then bury some threes.
Count it.
You can see why they turned to Reed in that moment. He is a heater.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. Now Bailey. A floater. And the three misses. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Reed with the screen on George. Stolen by Markkanen. Here's Mikhailuk. George fires. And get the three. Miller with the ball. Now defended by Markkanen. 1:51 left in the fourth quarter. Miller. Bailey pulls it down. Utah trailing here. Outside George. Here's Markkanen. And it misses.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Edwards. Bullseye from the corner. Edwards.
He's got that clutch gene. It's in his DNA for sure.
Markkanen outside. Now Bailey takes the three. Buries the deep ball.
A monster bucket from Bailey. It's the rookie now stepping up.
Allen. Whoa! Extra right there from Edwards.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
That's a great look at that move from the Connected Cam, sponsored by AT&T. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Love's checked in. Markkanen sinks the big jumper.
You can trust an efficient shooter like Markkanen in the clutch. He's going to get a good look.
I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
Here's Reed. Got it to to go off the glass.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Marketing against it. Now George to tie it up. Reed with the rebound. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he is unable to get the second one. Utah calls timeout. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think Coach's focus is going to be here?
They're trying to stay alive. They've got to work quickly.
They're going to draw up a play here, I think, to get a shot right off of the inbounds pass and not waste too much time at all.
No time to waste on this possession.
Got to go right up with it and then foul immediately.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Kessler. They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
Second personal foul. Fourth team foul. At the line for two. Lonzo Ball.
Take a break. Take a break.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
And that's curtains for him. Some really good work at the charity stripe to close this one out.
And down goes the three.
And all of a sudden, that three puts them in striking distance, guys. He's had that shot working all night.
You bet he has. I mean, working overtime. The triple's been his bread and butter in this ball game. Nothing but butter. Sweet butter.
So it's Minnesota taking the W in a close. And tonight, not just a regular season win, it also counts in the NBA Cup standings.
And if you look at the teams that advance in the Cup, you normally have to win this first game. So they're off to a strong start.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. And so now, for Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Dante DiVincenzo.